So hello there, this is Mohit Periwal and welcome to lecture of numerical analysis. I'll explain you the concepts of numerical analysis in the further video. So let's start. Now the first is Jacobi iteration. Okay, now let's understand what's the Jacobi iteration. It's a simplest of the classical iterative methods and generally the slowest. It is basically to find the solution of the system of linear equation in number of iterations. So this is a method which we use. This is one of the methods which we use. So how to implement this method? Like start with an initial approximation, say x0. Now x0 will be given uh, in your question, or you can assume like 0 or anything in your question to approach the problem. Okay, so this is a system of linear equation. Now we will use the approximation, initial approximation, to go forward in our calculations. So okay, now this is the basic formula, iteration formula, which you can just simply put on the values and you'll get the iteration as per your requirement. So for k plus 1th iteration, we get x1 to the power k plus 1 simultaneously and given some initial approximation. So yeah, now for x1 k plus 1, x1 k plus 1, we will have 1 by a11. This one, okay. Then for this values of this will work. So now 1 by a11, then b1, this one value minus this value into x2 to the power k. Now x2 to the power k means the previous value which we calculated. Now so initial approximation, say x0, will be helpful to calculate x1, and simultaneously to calculate x2, x1 will be beneficial. So this way we can calculate the number of iteration as per our requirement in the question. Okay, so now let's see the next iteration method, that is Gauss-Seidel iteration method. It is also a pointwise iteration method. It is similar to Jacobi iteration method. Just one difference is that we are using the previously calculated iterative. Like for this, we are using this value, not the previous iterative value, but only the value which we just calculated. So this is the difference between Gauss-Seidel and Jacobi iteration. The simple formula is this: x1 to the power k equals to a11 b1, similarly a12, but just the difference is this x2 to the power k minus 1. First one will be like following the previous iterative values, and the next one following it will take help of this one, not the previous one, will take help of this one. Now see, b2 minus a21 x1 to the power k, we are taking the value of this to calculate this, and then the rest is not yet calculated, so we have to take help from the previous one. So okay, and simultaneously in x1 to the power k, everything is calculated beforehand, so we can just use x1 to the power k, x2 to the power k, and dot 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 xn minus 1 to the power k, and you'll get your respective iterations as per your requirement. So yeah, this was the iteration methods, the most common iteration methods which we use in our daily life. Okay, now let's discuss solution of algebraic and transcendental equations. Okay, there are basically two methods. One is the bisection method, the most common used, and second is Newton-Raphson method. Okay, so let's discuss both. Okay, so bisection method is used to find the roots of a polynomial equation. Basically, it separates the interval and subdivides the interval in which the root of the equation lies. Okay, the basic steps. Let's go through some steps. Okay, so step one will be, suppose fx has a root in interval a to b. Now you can just approximate an interval, or it will be given in the question. So step two is just take the midpoint of the interval, like c1, and check if f of c1 is 0. If it's 0, automatically it's the root, so your calculation is done and you can stop here. Okay, now if it's not 0, first we'll check f of a0 into f of c1. If less than 0, then root lies within this range, a0 and c1. Okay, if it's if f of c1 into f of b0 less than 0, it lies in the range of c1 and b0, and then we'll again perform the same step 1, like with interval a0 c1 or c1 be now as per your question. Okay, so it will just go on like this. Let I1 be one of the interval containing root. So length of I1 will be b minus a by 2. Obviously, it's a simple length. Okay. Okay, now step 4 will be similar to step 3. We will calculate say C2 from midpoint of this or this, whatever it comes. Okay. And then we will have further after n steps, point C1 is the approximate solution. Now after calculating this, after say n steps, n can be 3, 4, you get this condition satisfied, which is f of c1 equal to 0. Okay, so that is the root of the equation and we ultimately get it. So this is the basic approach to bisection method. Let's revise it. It's like a interval is given, just midpoint of that interval, use it in this condition. If satisfied, then its root and stop there. If not, then check this conditions and as per your condition satisfaction, get the interval, new interval. Again calculate C2 from the midpoint of this interval and then again check this condition. If not, if done, then you can stop it there. If not, you can continue this step till n iterations, till your condition is this f of c1 equal to 0 is satisfied, and then you will be left with the root of the polynomial. So this was bisection method. Let's discuss Newton-Raphson method. Okay, it is also known as Newton's method. It is basically a good approximation method, basically to find the root of fx polynomial. It uses the idea that a continuous and differential function can be approximated by a straight line tangent to it. Okay, now how to approach this problem? See, to find the root of fx equal to 0, where fx is a differential, the condition is fx should be a differential function, then you can find the root of equation of the polynomial using this method. Okay, the step 1 is let x naught be initial approximation to root of fx. There can be any initial approximation given in the question, or you can take it as per your requirement. So one initial approximation and then calculate a point p, which is initial point x naught, comma, and the y will be f of x naught. Okay, this is the point which lies on curve y equals to fx. Okay, now draw tangent at p. Tangent slope we can calculate by differentiating the function at that particular point. Okay, so then it meets at a point x1 on the x-axis. Then this x1 is the new approximation. Okay, the tangent at that particular x naught, it will meet x-axis at a certain point, that is x1. Now you have to begin the process with x1, and now x1 will be the new approximation simultaneously. Okay, now slope joining p f of x naught comma f of x naught and q x1 comma 0, this is the required slope, is obviously differentiation at that particular point. So f of x naught minus 0 by x1 minus x naught minus x1 will be equal to f dash of x naught. So this formula leads to ultimate iterative, like x1 we can get x naught minus f of x naught by f dash of x naught. Simultaneously we can get x to the power k plus 1 with the previously calculated value xk minus f of xk by f dash of xk. So it's quite easy approach, like you're given a polynomial fx, just go on differentiating it. You will be given an initial approximation. Just start with the next x1 initial approximation minus calculate this, you get x1. Now use this x1 in x2. Ultimately you will be left with x to the power n xn or xk plus 1 till the root satisfies. Okay, now order of convergence of Newton-Raphson method is 2. Okay, so it's done. It's quite easy method, and basically I would recommend you doing this. Okay, so let's discuss some interpolation methods, beginning with a Lagrange method, followed by Newton forward method and Newton backward method. So let's see. Okay, so first is Lagrange method. It is basically used to find a polynomial which takes on certain values at arbitrary points. Basically, I'll explain you the process. So this fi we write it is a denotation of f(x) of I, the function at xi. Okay. Okay, now the polynomial Pn of x uh, has a formula of this for Lagrange method. This is the basic formula, which is Pnx equals to L naught of x, f of x naught plus L1 of x, f of x1 dot 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 till n xn. Okay, now Lixi are the polynomials of degree n which satisfies this condition, means I not equal to j, then it will be 0, ji, and I equal to j, it is 1. This eventually says that when Lixj, Lixj is also a fundamental polynomial. So when this is 0, means I is not equal to j, means for every value of x not equal to I, for x naught x1 dot 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 xi minus 1, leaving xi plus 1 dot 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 xn, these are the roots of Lix. Okay, so we can simply write Lix equals to a into this, because these are the roots, so this can be a polynomial and a can be any real number. Now we have to calculate a, and we know the condition that Li at xi equals to 1, so we can use that and we can find a, and then we can put we can ultimately get Li. The a value can be substituted with this value, and for particularly L naught x you can calculate for x naught, so you can calculate this for x naught, for x1 simultaneously you will get the required polynomial by adding the all the things individually. So, okay, so Pnx is called the Lagrange interpolation polynomial. Similarly, Lix is a fundamental polynomial. So it's easy. Just remember these steps and this polynomial function, and you can easily get the required approximated polynomial. So next is Newton forward method. It's simply another technique for obtaining the interpolation polynomial. Okay, so it is like for mainly for equispaced, like for like this equispaced x, we can just get this, not necessarily but mostly we use it for that. Now see I fi, so first of all this is a Newton forward interpolation method. X value will be given and the corresponding fx, you have to just find this value, square dot 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 to the power 4 till we get a single digit. Okay, so now values are given, you just have to, for this you have to subtract this for this in this way. Okay, the order should be like this. Okay, order should be like this, order should be like this, the subtraction order should be from back to top. Okay, and thus we'll simultaneously get this, then again this to this will give this. Okay, and again this to this will give this, and again this to this will give this, and this will stop here. Then we can use this values accordingly to get, see for, now for forward you just need this. Okay, this is for forward. For backward you need, you have to go in this way. So forward you have to go in this way, backward in this way. Simultaneously you have to take out the values. This is I guess for backward, so simultaneously you can take out for forward as well, corresponding value will be coming like this. Okay, and then simply by putting the value, f naught denotes f of x naught, so plus x minus x naught delta f naught, the value will be here 1 factorial h plus dot dot dot. And what is h? What is h? H is the difference between this 0 and 1, 1 and 2. It is equispace, so here we are getting 1. Simultaneously in your problem you will be, you have to find out. This is the basic formula. Okay, you can simply use this formula and you'll ultimately get the required polynomial. So this is the basic formula. Okay, just try using this and you'll get it. Similarly for, you just take care of this and this process, for forward in this way, backward in this way, and then you are done. Okay, similarly for backward it's quite simple, just in backward order. So it will be beginning from f of xn, in that it was beginning from f of x0 and this f of x1, and then it will try keep on decreasing xn, xn minus 1, then till x1, x minus 1. So this is x minus x naught. So this is the way of decreasing it. So this is Newton backward interpolation polynomial. So far and good, it is a basic method and it's quite easy. Just the table need to be drawn properly, and then using the values you can put it on and a polynomial will be approximated. So okay, now let's discuss some numerical integration rules like trapezoid rule, Simpson 1 by third rule. Let's discuss it more. Okay, so beginning with trapezoid rule, it's basically used to evaluate the area under the curve by dividing the total area into smaller trapezoids rather than using rectangles. So it works by approximating the region under the graph as a function of a function as a trapezoid and calculates the area. Okay, now it's quite simple. You just have to calculate, like you will be given the integration of fx dx a and b, so you will be given a and b, the initial and the final value, so you can just calculate h, which is equal to b minus a by n. Okay, n is basically the number to which we have to calculate. Okay, now h by t, now the basic formula is h by 2 into f of x naught plus 2 into f of x1 dot 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 till x of n minus 1 and plus f of xn. So basically the simple integration, like you are given sine x, or say beginning with fx equals to you are given x square. Okay, so and integration say 1 say 4, so h will be equal to 4 minus 1 by number n will be given to you like 10, 20 or 2, or it will be given in the question, so you have to use that. Then simply you have to put it in the formula, like you have to calculate f of x naught dot 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 f of x naught x1 x2 xn minus 1 xn. Now what is, you will ask what is, okay, say what is x1. X1, we know x naught is given in the question, which is basically what, x naught is nothing but a. Okay, the beginning value. Okay, now what is xn, it's basically what, it's a plus h, basically x naught plus h, x naught plus h. Now again, ultimately x2 will be equal to, you can say x1 plus h. Okay, x1 plus h, so basically x1 is a plus h, which is a plus 2h. Okay, means this 2, so 2h, so basically we can get xn is equals to x naught plus nh, and what will be this equal to, nothing but the final value, which is equal to b. So this x naught, x1, x2 dot 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 xn can be calculated using bus adding the previous value to h. Okay, and then you can calculate f of x naught. Why? How? Fx will be given in the question, so you can just calculate this, and just you can simply use this formula and you'll just get the desired integration formula answer. Okay, okay, so let's discuss Simpson 1 by third rule. Is basically an extension of a trapezoid rule in which integrand is approximated by second order polynomial. Okay, so basically the approach is this, the a to b will be given in the question, like integration, as I said, this integration fx dx. So this a to b is given in the question, a to b. Okay, then n will be given in the question, mostly it is even, and h equals to, you can calculate b minus a by n, and as discussed in previous, we can just calculate x naught is a, so x1 will be a plus h and x1 will be a plus ih ultimately, and then you can just simply put on this composite formula. This is just for n equals to say 2. Okay, but if we are given n greater than 2, so we have to calculate this, like integration acb fx dx equals to h by 3, h is calculated here. Okay, and then f of x naught plus 4 into all the odd terms x1 x3, all the odd terms. Okay, and then plus 2 into all the even terms x2 xn minus 2, and then the remaining f of xn. Okay, so you can just memorize this formula as such, like integration ACB fx dx using Simpson 1 by third rule is h by 3 f of x naught plus f of xn. Keep it aside. Then 4 into f of x, all the odd term x1, x3, x dot 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 n minus 1. Okay, and then plus 2 into all the even x2, x1 dot 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 n minus 2, and then you will get your uh, desired answer to the integration. So it's quite easy, and I would say both the methods are quite easy, and just by using the formula, else everything is given in the question, you can just simply do it. So yeah. Okay, so I have provided some sample questions for you all to practice. Like this question is regarding the Jacobi iteration or Gauss-Seidel iteration. So you can, the concept taught there will be kept in mind here. This can be used from bisection method. So bisection method will be helpful in this question. Newton-Raphson method will be helpful in this question. So in this question, Simpson 1 by third rule will be applied. And in this question, I'll say you now we are asked obtain less than 45. So 45 lies in the range of this. So what would be the uh, interpolation formula we should use? Lagrange, Newton forward or Newton backward? So see, 45 lies in the range of this, and this is like above this line. So we should use a Newton forward reaction, forward interpolation formula. So in this way, so using Newton forward interpolation formula, in this way you will get the desired polynomial. Okay, so thank you everyone for watching the video and hope you like it, and see you soon in the next video. Thank you.